Hey everyone, another exciting episode of From the Hip. This time it's just going to be me, so you're going to have to deal with it, and we'll try to survive through this. Adrian Dante, he cannot be here today, so I'm Sergeant Lamb. Let's do this. So today we have a very important thing happening in Wisconsin, all right? We've got the recall elections of 6 Republican state senators. Now, there's a couple of things I want to point out about this election that makes it so important, because this was the groundwork. This was the staging ground where, with the Citizens United case that happened, where the Supreme Court pretty much said corporations can dump as much money as they want into elections. So already now, this is recall for state senators, right? So this is not very important. Normally you'll see about $100,000 at most. Already, Karl Rove and all of the Koch brothers, Americans for Prosperity, all those organizations have already dumped $30 million into a local election. Not even an off cycle. This is a recall election, all right? They're already testing to see what they can get away with, because they're going to ramp it up for 2012. And I wanted to point out some things, because the Republicans like to say, hey, the American people are on our side, they want to change in 2010, blah, 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 blah. All right, listen. If you could win on the issues, then why is Americans for Prosperity, a Koch brother-funded organization, sending out flyers to Democratic districts saying, don't forget to vote on Thursday? There's no election in this country ever held on a Thursday. They're all on Tuesday. And saying, if you don't register by last Friday, you can't register at the voting polls. Again, these are nasty tactics to discourage people from voting, or just simply giving them the wrong information. All right? So if you could win on the issues, why are you doing these tactics? Okay? Why are you dumping so much money into making sure that these guys stay in power, the ones that are totally destroying the entire state? Okay? So why is it? It's like if I was at a bar and a Victoria's Secret model walked up to me and said, "Take me home tonight," I would have to stop right there and be like, well, wait a minute now. I'm not that good looking. This doesn't normally happen. I'd be suspicious. So it's like, if all this money is getting dumped into this not very significant election, and they're already doing these tactics of not only, again, giving voters wrong information, but they're even making laws that saying only so many people can vote, by saying, we don't want the youngsters to vote. If you don't have a driver's license, you can't vote. Well, again, a lot of seniors, a lot of students, a lot of people that live in the urban cities, they don't have a driver's license, so I guess they can't vote. And on what ground? On what ground are you basing that information off? Voter fraud? Really? Has there even been one case, of a proven case of somebody committed voter fraud, as if I'm going to go drive all the way to California or into Wisconsin, for example, and vote in their election? Who's got the time or money for that? No, there's election fraud. And that goes on all the time. Let's take Bush v. Gore, election fraud. Okay, let's just take the Supreme Court case that went down in the Supreme Court elections that went down in Michigan, where that one, the lady that was in charge of this district, a Republican district, and she was actually appointed by the Supreme Court justice that she was trying to protect, she just pulled 7,000 votes out of her ass in one night. Okay, that's election fraud. All right. We are all citizens, and I know you want to protect the citizens. The conservatives probably say, hey, it's all about Americans, all about citizens. Okay, then why are you trying to keep them from voting? Again, I fall back. If you can win on the issues, and if America was truly on your side, and you were looking out for our better interests, then why the hell are you trying to keep people away from the polls? And the fact of the matter is, because majority of Americans are not on your side. It's just like over 70% of Republicans and Democrats believe there should be same-sex marriage. You look at the polls, over 82% of Americans think we should be taxing the rich more. We should be doing all these other things that Obama and the Democrats have tried to push. All right? The Republicans are not on our side. And especially, let's go into these Tea Party crazies. A lot of people are saying, well, Obama, they're blaming him for the whole, the downgrading of our credit rating. Okay? And he said, how can you work with somebody that is literally holding the country hostage? And there was even congressmen and women that were part of the Tea Party wackos, and they were saying, I will not vote to raise the debt ceiling. I think we should default. How do you play chicken with someone that is suicidal? I don't want to play Russian roulette against someone who's suicidal. I was like, well, obviously this person doesn't mind dying, or, this person has no problem destroying the country if they get back into power. And again, Mitch McConnell said this, the Senate Minority Leader said, my main focus, not the American people, is to destroy President Obama's presidency. Okay? Not help people. Again, no jobs bill has come out of Congress. Alright? And, so, again, these Tea Party wackos, and there were even ones that were applauding and going, woo, when one of the Tea Party representatives announced on television that, our credit rating was downgraded, you had the whole crowd go, woo, yeah, let's all applaud, people, yeah, F America, yeah, to hell with all of us and our jobs. That is what we should be doing, because, hey, I guess the ends justify the means. As long as we get rid of the black guy, then it's all okay. Even if we're all unemployed, all of our jobs are overseas, but hey, the black guy's gone. The crazy Kenyan Muslim is gone. That's all that matters. I mean, and it's amazing why Republicans and conservatives elect people that hate the government. It's like, I'm saying the government sucks. The government can't do jack-ass right. I'm voting for government. I'm running for election. I want to be in the government. The same thing that I say can't do anything right, and I want to try to destroy it. Why, if you can't govern because you hate the government, why do they get elected? Okay? And the thing about government workers, and, well, jobs, we don't want to put people back to work if they're working for the government. Okay, I work for Maricopa County, all right? I get a paycheck from the government. So when I have something go wrong in my house with the drainage and I call a plumber, I'm going to hand him cash. I'm going to give him a swipe a card, or I'm going to hand him cash. Do you think he's going to be like, whoa, your paycheck came from a municipality? A government? Screw you, buddy. No, Sergeant Lamb, you need to take a hike. Your money, it is no good to me. I mean, no, sir, you take it back. That's all government cash. I don't want any of that crap. Give me a break, people. Because, again, Economy 101. If the government puts people back to work, well, then all those people spend money because they're the working class. 98% of all of our income gets spent. It doesn't go to a Swiss bank account, it doesn't go to overseas, or it doesn't go into some stupid portfolio that will never generate one damn job. I spend my money. I get it from the government, I provide a service to the people, and I go and spend. I go to the restaurant that the mom and pop owns, all right? They take that money, and then they go and spend it. I'll go down to the motorcycle shop, and, I'm a Harley rider. There's an American company. I'm contributing to America. I go and, get a new exhaust pipe on my Sportster, all right? And then that guy gets a commission, gets a paycheck, all right? All of this money, this commerce, was generated from one source, me, from my government job. And also, every single transaction was taxed. So a little bit went back to the top. Again, to pay for moi. Because taxpayer dollars go to my freaking paycheck. So again, people need to think about this. Well, again, why elect someone for government that hates the government and says it can't do crap right? All right? And again, really think behind the incentive. If you are dumping $30 million into a state election and trying to keep people away from voting, you're up to something. Plain and simple. Again, just like the beautiful hot chick that's trying to take me home. She wants to steal my car, or something, or she's a man. I mean, that's the only two things I can think. Either, all right, you're a dude, or you want to steal my car, all right, or my heart, whatever. So it's just too good to be true, okay? So again, I'm very excited to see what's going to happen in Wisconsin today, and we'll find out, come next week, I'll do a report on it. Because again, when majority of Americans turn out to vote, it always goes Democratic. And that's just plain and simple, because majority of Americans care about each other, and they want to be working, and they do not, they're not crazy, evangelical, I want to run the country by the right-hand law of the Bible. They're not like that, okay? So when majority of us vote, and again, it's always about voter turnout. If there's a high turnout, it's always Democrats that win. If there's a low voter turnout, it's always Republicans that win. Okay, and just like back in the day, I'll get the name next time, and I'll even try to bring the quote in. But it was in the mid '80s. He was the chairman of the RNC. He did this big old speech on how we do not want majority of Americans to vote, because when that happens, the odds are against us. We need to eliminate the possibility of as many people voting as possible. So again, take that into heart. So until next time, Sergeant Lamb, hoorah.